My first athletics photographs I remember was when I took pictures of my kids in primary school. Good fun to see them running and take some pictures. But my first proper racing or running pictures, and I've always loved running, I've done a lot of half marathons and marathons and ultras myself, was when I took pictures of athletes running through Lawrenceford Estate. They used to have some 10Ks and 15K races and some beautiful, beautiful scenes as they ran past the cellar and onto the farm. One particular race I remember very well because one of my favorite ultra athletes ran it, a guy called Vladimir Kotov, who was in his mid-40s when he won the Comrades. And I've only done one Comrades, and he won the Comrades in about half the time that I took to complete the race. And I actually met him afterwards, and we had a good laugh about me taking about twice as long as he did. But then I saw him again running at Lawrenceford. I got some awesome pics of him, and afterwards, after the 10K race, he put on some clean dry clothes and he went for another loop. I then went home and I knew he was going to run past my house, so I grabbed my camera, took some nice pics of that, and he actually took pictures with my kids and also autographed my Comrades marathon photos, which is pretty special. I also took a lot of running pics during some triathlons and exterior events, and some of my favorite pictures I took of a guy called Dan Hugo from Stellenbosch winning one exterior event. Specifically, I was at the right time at the right place, as he wrote later on one of the pictures. He said, "Taste, right time, right place," and I got some lovely pictures of him winning the event, running up towards the finish. A few years later, I was approached by Ilana Meyer, South Africa's world-class marathon and half marathon athlete, and she asked me to do some work for EnduroCAD. And I was actually involved in the very first Cape Town marathon, where a guy called Wilson Kipketer, world 800 meter record holder, came out to South Africa and was one of the ambassadors, peace ambassadors, who came out here. And through photography, I got to see the athletes prepare. I went to some of the functions with him and actually had some lunch with him on the day before the race, which was amazing to just be in the presence of a world-class athlete like Wilson. And what stood out for me is the humility. This guy is just a world-class athlete, but he's so humble and he just loves running. The next morning he ran with Francois Pina in the 10K race. I took some pictures of that, interviewed them, and then quite a challenge. I had to take pictures and videos of the finish. I mounted my iPhone on top of my camera and I managed to snap the winners coming in and got some lovely pictures. I mean, those pictures I'll remember them for the rest of my life. Really, really special to do those pictures. Later, Ilana approached me again when Dennis Kometa and Wilson Kipsang came out. I mean, the one was the current world record holder, and he broke the previous record of the other guy. So I mean, the number one and the number two in the world at that stage, and I managed to take some videos and photos of them, which the Burger ran as well. And that's pretty special. I mean, that's where photography is just so special, that I get to meet these guys and spend time with them. Something else that I will always remember is one day I was at Kutsenberg, but not for photography. I was there with a friend, and someone said to me, the guys are doing a final of the 100 meters. So I grabbed my camera I had in my car's boot, and I managed to snap a very special picture of Akani Zimbini cruising and winning the 100 meters at that stage, the fastest time ever recorded at coastal level. I got a magic picture, but the picture that actually stood out for me of that whole incident was Akani afterwards, and the light just fell on his face. It was just a soft light on his face, and again, Olympic medal winner and just such a humble guy, and I was lucky enough to take pictures of that. So photography has opened up amazing opportunities for me, for which I'll ever be grateful for. But these days, the pictures that I probably value the most and got the most memories for me is that when I was out running with my son, whether it's the park run with my daughter or with my son, or the whole family getting together and doing those selfies afterwards to remember the occasion or the moment. I mean, those are the really special pictures. And in particular, when a few years ago I ran my 100th half marathon, and my son decided to do his first half marathon with me, and we ran the safari half together. Took some pics the evening before when we nervously strapped on our numbers, and then the morning just before the start, we were both too tired to take pictures during the race. But in the end, photographs, they bring back memories, otherwise it's not worth taking them. And my special memories are the pics taken with my kids and my wife and everybody when we just do a 5K park run. but I just love taking running photography pictures, so hopefully I'll be blessed enough to continue doing it. Cheers.